Hi, Lindsay. If you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. Here's your ink blot made in your name and aura that we will scry for shapes and symbols that speak. We'll add on tarot and oracle. And as well, we have the ghost tube here kicking for any audio additions that may inspire or irritate. Receive or release freely, of course. So Lindsay, your ink blot was made in your traditional Ojibwe name. I don't want to butcher it, but it was made in the name of the proper spelling. But I'm going to refer to you, Lindsay, throughout. But otherwise, if I have to try, Mushkiki Nibi is how I hear it. Okay, so you know the drill. Thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. I'm going to take a moment to open up. You're welcome to join me or fast forward through. And closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name, honor, and aura of Lindsay. So thank you. First things first, when I was doing your ink blot, a few things came through, and I will just spout them off. Pure footsteps, two minds of understanding. I think spirit sees you as unicorn, or vice versa. You see spirit in like unicorn colors. I'm not really sure, but when I remember writing unicorn down quickly, there's something about like colors, like the rainbow. Turtle, hope, spark, purifying, speaker of truths, and faith feeler. Purifying, again, I want to just say that, tempted and shadows. I feel like a fixer.
I'm trying.
Water walker. And I think I have here frequency of purple. I don't know. But I will send that with your original in the mail. So thank you. All right. And I also have a poker hand here that came out upon pre-shuffle. So I'll share that in a moment. Okay, so I'm immediately drawn into what I'm going to say is like the shadow, the hermit kind of vibes, what happens, maybe in the subconscious and then comes out consciously. I don't know if I'm chiseling, like something's carved in stone, carving myself out, carving a piece of who I am, whatever the case may be. I also don't know if you write or draw or something along that lines, because I feel like as much as I'm doing one thing, my third eye is connected to something else. I don't know what that something else is, whether it's another person, aspect of me, this, that, or the other. But I'm definitely writing, drawing, doing. But it also comes into another point. Up here, I'm seeing insert any word that feels good, but the way I'm seeing it is a witch, like a sacral scientist of sorts. So there might be some sort of science that you're working with. Maybe it's like psychology or spiritual science, whatever the case may be. And I'm working with what people carry, even in and of myself, what people carry. And there's something about that draws me back in time to what I think or my perception says is carved in stone. Like I'm seeing it like carved in stone. And when I come to that carved in stone, I realize it's not fixed. It's not fixed. There's something about whatever that carved in stone is, within oneself or in a perception of other things. As soon as I meet it carved in stone, I transmute it. So it's like the truth becomes transmuted. And then it brings me into like that science, the spiritual, sacral, some sort of science in that space. That's how it makes me feel. Oh, okay. So this also just jumped out at me. I'm seeing like what I think is like a brain, a high nose, two eyes, and a mouth. Yeah, it's a little. I don't know if you can hear that, horrifying a little bit. So it kind of could be like sleep paralysis for some. I kind of feel like it spreads out a little bit, like just in the figures of it. And I don't know if because the sun's coming out here, starting to come out. This is all like very red and orange. And then it brings me like back up into this where I'm carving something out versus being stuck on what's carved in stone. I don't know if you're some sort of change maker or like you have a really open perspective, how to blend things, because I'm seeing like the root, the generator, the generations, or the passion, whatever the case may be, and it's like transmuting pain into passions, and utilizing that to carve something out that I can be proud of.
Buried.
Something may have been buried within, maybe it's shadow work of one's own self, could be in the subconscious space, could absolutely be in the underworld. Interesting. The underworld of the underbelly. And I'm not afraid, but I also feel like I step forward for others to not feel afraid, because the fear drives the pain versus the passion. In the faith of my own frequencies of existence of some sort and some sort of value that I have, I feel like though I'm seeing this as an offering. Like, I don't know if it's just your aura that offers it, or you blatantly, like maybe you're a therapist of some kind, or you're a mentor or confidant, or, you know, maybe it doesn't even matter where you work, what the context is. Like, you could be a bartender and be very good at therapizing type thing, just a perspective that feels very mindful.
It's what I want.
Of all that's going on versus it's like taking pieces of things, like different things of, like, say, a painting. And one can focus on certain aspects of that painting, or maybe a journal entry, or maybe the way something was written, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe just the way I see things. And I notice when I'm focusing on, like, that tells me something. And then I start to zoom out and see how it can all merge. There's also something about cooking coming through. I don't know what that is about, but cooking. Okay, because I'm seeing like this fire down here. This fire. And it starts to clear that out. And this isn't about like removal of any shadow or shame. This feels like I get to work with it to paint it. And I don't even want to say in a better light. I want
Closet.
it to be in the light. There could be like absolutely like some sort of haunty feel going on around you. It could just be a residual of other people around you. Maybe a lot of spirit activity, or the land you're on, or something along that lines. And then it's like, look at all this, like just this water fountain flowing.
It's outside.
Flowing down. And I don't know if the coloring, like
Where am
see
I?
all that? Again, it's that sacral and solar plexus. You are here with me. So hello. You are not alone. I feel, yeah. There's this very supportive vibe around you. There's lots of lines going on. Like building. I think they're I'm suddenly seeing them in like 3D. Like now I'm seeing this as a road. And like there's okay, maybe like a crossroads of something. But then I'm seeing like these little tornadoes, or I'm going to call them spirit storms. That's what I'm going to call that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say that because wherever I'm going towards, which is in here, very empathic energy too. So I don't know if that's a thing, or just working with a lot of the emotional water energy. But again, I feel like I speak like water. These are turning into faces. You see the side here's the faces. Like it's definitely like feels like male energy and spirit. If at any point in time I was at, or at least the way I'm feeling, or potentially at a crossroad, like I know I'm like going forward, but see how this part of the ink blot didn't take, I'm going to know to take this way. like there's signs. I don't know if you've received signs along the way of where to go, what to do. I feel like I'm on the right path.
Doom.
I think there was part of it. I'm not. It's like at some point in time, I just knew something, what I wanted to do, how I wanted to go about this, and it was going to change. It's like water, change shapes, change forms. I don't want it to be stagnant and still. And at times when my waters are calm, I won't also see that as stagnant. I'll kind of appreciate that moment. Maybe that's very emotional feeling, if especially working with others, but I realize like a slight breeze can help it, and it feels very relaxing. I'm not sure if any of this is making sense. I'm also seeing pipes. There it is right there, pipes. Well, I'm also weighing something out, or I did weigh something. Okay, it's not interesting. It's not weighing something out per se. I'm seeing it like my two hands of offering. So I don't know if you do something with your hands or work with your hands. And I'm okay, I'm seeing them as bird's nest. So it's almost like asking somebody, like this hand or this hand, left or right, left or right. I mean,
Not.
but they're really the same one. It's like you can't go wrong. You're not going to not choose well because your offering is the same. It might be expressed. It feels very cleansing, if I may. I'm going to bring this down for a second. Hold on. There's stairs. I'm feeling something at my back, kind of like in my bra strap area. It's like the back of my heart. Maybe something in the past, the back of my heart.
Fire.
There feels like there's a woman back there. She feels older. Traditional white hair. Larger in stature and presence. I'm seeing a rubber chicken. So it's funny because when I'm in that shadow space and I'm seeing this rubber chicken like kind of stopped. If there's been moments I've been afraid to step forward to that, like, being in like an old school or theme park, haunted house, and like take the chicken door, like this is where I get, like, it's almost like I can predict, like this is where I get really nervous, or this is where I get very, very afraid. And I'm not sure if you help people work through that, or you yourself have gone through that, are going through that, because then I see very, very strong arms. It's like, yeah, I did that. It's like very strong. It's like, I did that. I'm also seeing like a wink. I don't know how else it's just like, yeah, I did that. I feel like you should be very proud of that. And it's not even like anything's in a state of interesting. So that was, I heard doneness to oneness. It's like by doing what I'm doing leads me to a state of oneness, of understanding, and that's all encompassing. I kind of come into like that picture thing again, where I might choose different colors, but I always stand back to see how the whole painting is coming together, because that's the oneness, the one amongst the, I don't know, the one amongst the oneness. Anyway, that's how it's feeling. I'm seeing a heart with the vultures. There's something about the cycle of death and rebirth that makes me feel very complete. Actually, I feel very complete in this. I don't know if I've gone through a few like phoenix risings, or esoterically, or whatever way you might roll into the second deaths of some sort, but these vultures, and I'm very appreciative for the work that they've done. because it brought me to the bare bones of something. Yeah. I'm also seeing one or two, but is it like a pit bull dog or some sort of protective dog, and it brings me into like Cerebus kind of Hades feel. But again, there's something about it's like misunderstanding. It's like my shadow power that is not being misused. Its purity is being protected. Again, there's some sort of, I don't want it to be misunderstood. I'm not gonna lie, I'm also seeing a straight up like alien kind of being in some spaceship, and they like, it doesn't have to be alien, but it feels very telepathic, and it brings me into like consciousness connection with the skies, or like CE5,
George.
anything along that lines, and I feel connected, and they like can come in, and you might see things in the sky, which brings me back into the water. Okay, so I'm seeing what I think is like I want to say a snapping turtle, but it's not snapping. So this is interesting because it's up here. Like it comes out of the clouds. So some sort of turtle in the clouds that comes out to like, it's almost like I want to say like hungry, hungry hippos, but it's not, again, it's not snapping out, but it's like its neck is like maybe you put your neck out for some things, or I don't know what the case is, but I see it very clearly, but it's coming out of clouds. Something was or is makes me feel complicated. Maybe it is just in your connection to many things. Maybe things are compartmentalized as well. Okay, let's take a look at your poker hand here. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, let's share it. Spirit of the river, movement towards adventure, covenant, sacred contract. These mean anything to you? You know the drill. Follow your own intuitions first. Versus my earrings. Dust devil.
We're here.
Moving out of stagnation. Cosmic womb. The divine feminine. And then crown games, right use of power. Okay, give me 1 second here because I want to do something. Crown games, right use of power. Dust devil, moving out of stagnation. I want to plop these down in here with the coloring of the ink. Covenant, spirit of river, movement towards adventure. And I want to plop those on top. In this cosmic womb, the divine feminine, I want to put it in my pipe. Smoke it. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. That's what I want to do there. Okay, give me a moment so I can scry these cards. When I wander into the right use of power, it's like it's something about each person or persons. And just like when I saw like that chipping away or writing, drawing, painting something, it helps me to see things so I'm not stuck and stagnant in seeing something carved in stone. 678, 678. Holding something close to my chest. This feels like honor. It's like my perspective is powerful, and I want to use it for what feels right, not what is deemed righteous. There's something about that. It's like working with universal law versus human law, for karmic justice or anything along that lines. It's, again, having this, sorry, my nose is getting itchy, seeing things from this universal understanding, that oneness, but being able to draw down to one person, one place, one thing, and being able to zoom in and out and seeing that, and also maybe helping others find that. There's something about the water, ethereal, energetic, that I feel that you've made some sort of commitment or contract with spirit. And this has brought about your adventure that you're currently having. And it's funny because it's like I see the contract, if I may, which really is just like a, how do I say that? Okay, so it's all the compartments that feel very structured.
It's impossible.
Like here's the outlines of things, but there's fluidity in it for you to feel a lot of things along the way, because it's meant to actually enhance your freedom of your frequencies. Again, there's something about writing. I don't know. Maybe you're going to be signing a new contract, working with somebody, or you already work with people. You're looking for a new job. I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to lean in with it the way how I'm feeling, that I'm just in working with the spirit of things, the spirit of creation versus this. I feel like I can draw down into a state of one, but I don't want to get hyper focused there because that stifles me. And then I got to move out of stagnation again. Okay. And then I come into the cosmic womb, the divine feminine. And it's almost like this is the threshold of the shadow of feeling. But also this is where I create really quietly, like at nighttime or something like that. Like I feel like I do things quietly in my mind. I don't let everyone know. It's like that wisdom of in sharing, how some can take words as weapons and use words as weapons.
Serpent.
Or wisdoms, right? It's like a pillow can be very comforting, and a pillow can also be a weapon. I feel very, very comfortable. There's something about feminine energy coming through. And it's almost like, and I like that feeling. I like that feeling. It's like my male energy feels mature, and it provides in like a non-compete clause, so that it is the male energy is the very channel for my feminine frequencies to flow. And then it's like when I feel like I'm flowing down. There's also fish coming in here. See, there's something about the way I see things. I don't know if you wear glasses or have, and also something about the bridge of your nose.
How?
I don't know. I feel like this is very loud. I'm just going to drop you down a tone. Nothing personal. Sovereignty's on the bottom. It's like sovereignty doesn't require a sacrifice. Can I bring this back in? Thank you. Some sort of creative ideas in the brain. I'm seeing them. What is that? The hippopotamus might mean something to someone. Okay, easy. Okay, well, that's hilarious, but I'll leave it there. Something about like when they say like when pigs fly, and there's something about it that feels almost like slightly passive aggressive. But I feel like when I'm like creatively thinking, like if somebody says that, oh, well, when pigs fly or whatever the case may be,
Close it.
You're like, but I have this understanding with creation of what I'm creating. Every little bit serves this bigger universal spirit soul that I'm working with. And it's building it. I'm also seeing yellow dragons. Yeah, yellow dragons, very much so. They help you. I don't know if that symbology means anything to you as well with the dragon energy. Okay, so the reason why I found it funny when all this like purge came out was because we were talking about the masculine and peace with the feminine. Like maybe that's part and parcel of who and what you work with.
Idiotic.
Or in and of yourself. That's always for me. It always comes through. It's ridiculous. It's so rude. But there's peace between them. There's the peace between even the shadow, if I may. If I brought in from one perspective. It's like the masculine down here, yeah, being more of that coloring, but the background is of the blue hues. And then I bring in this feminine energy where she has like the dark hair. I may carry like that feminine energies, darker in nature, but around her is all the light colors of the
Love.
masculine. Like this is exactly how much it feels like. There's also a gentleman. I can't. There's a gentleman in spirit somewhere that's very, very protective over you. And then, just for simplicity's sake, the void, dark moon, self-love, and the path. Did we talk about the path? We did up here. Any sort of crossroads. Oop, there we go. The path. Oh, so see how whenever I was talking about the glasses and the eyes? Let's see if I can do this, sorry. See this landscape? That's what I was seeing in there. But I see it like a reflection. You know, like if you're looking at a landscape and then the water was right there and you would also see it go down. Like, again, it's like this portally kind of perspective. And again, for me, the void is the backdrop of space. Is the masculine reflection of the darkness of the feminine womb space. And I hope this is making sense. It all feels very, you know what it feels like? It feels romantic. It feels romantic.
Bring it to me.
Okay, so I'm also seeing something in my heart that's on top of my head of creation. So I'm in like Dr. Seuss or something like that. Yeah, I think it's like Dr. Seuss, like the Cat in the Hat, or, you know, pick one of those fun characters. And I'm thinking creative. It's like my sacral's all lit up in my head. But then there's a creature on top of a creature on top of a creature. It's like all these creatures are talking to me, but they're all doing something. Anyway, so this, like, little guy up here, like, see, like, the Dr. Seuss character, and it's like the Cat in the Hat, but there's something, like, the hats come off, and there's all, like, these layers of different creatures helping and supporting, but I'm focusing on this heart one here, and I feel like I'm watching somebody with glasses, and, you know, go down here, and be like, what is this? And I'm just kind of like resting on top of the head of this creative, passionate person who's wandering around with like, I'm also seeing a dolphin. Yeah, it's a dolphin. I'm just kind of like, oh. And it brings me into the show when I saw the dolphin, Departures, two Canadian gentlemen from Brantford. I think it's an older show, documentary. They documented like traveling all around the world. At some point in time, they had this dolphin puppet. It's not the point, but dolphin may represent something to you. Is of course, speaking of high frequencies in and of the heart space, but I'm seeing it like the human heart, the red heart, blood flowing. For sure. Okay, so I have flipped it. I'm gonna keep going here. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, sharing, and subscribing if you haven't already. And for supporting You Warm My Haunted Heart. So thank you.
Open.
All right. So here I want to start at the... Okay. I was going to... White Buffalo. Shapeshifter and Elder have come through. It's funny how your cards come out like very purge style, but they're very efficient. Very efficient. Vision Quest on the bottom. Okay. I'm going to take the top one as well. Spirit of Fire. Yes. Okay. Up here, I want to plop that in here. Creation. Very sacral. It's like my sacral's on fire. In a good way. Like... water and fire, like that alchemy where water can put out a fire, or you can boil water, the tears of what was, and boil them to cleanse them and take them up into the air and become, condensation that may freeze, or that may become morning dew. That's what it's making me feel like in here. And there's that phoenix again, rising out of the ashes, but I'm rising out as an elder. I'm rising up with grace. There's even in like this elder card, like there's it kind of gives me like 5 of Wands vibe. Like there could be some sort of conflict, or like people practicing different stages, right? Because I'm kind of seeing it like a school. I don't know if, or maybe it's just the way you see things, or you work in a school or something like that. People at all different ages, or even just spiritual interests, right? Could be a master in something, but you're a student in something else. And there's this grace about like kind of stepping away from anything that seems unnecessarily combative. Like maybe you've already worked through that. There might be some guilt in like stepping away from it, but it's like that sets the example of how you do that, and how you are working from even maybe thank you, shape shifting. And I want to pop that down in here, that you shape shift accordingly to move towards the adventures of, I wanted to say enhancement, but that felt very, it's again, it's not in like this superiority thing or typical human hierarchy, human being humanity hierarchy. This feels more heart. I need to go with my heart and realize in my own elevation, I'm not feeling bad of that, because I stay true and blue to what feels right, even if my own evolution doesn't match something else around me. Does that make sense? And I want to come back to the show departures. Maybe there's a lot of traveling you do, so there's a lot of perspective. There's a lot of perspective. White buffalo, some sort of I walk into storms versus running away from them as well. And I know there's some sort of lore about the white buffalo meaning. Sorry, I'm being drawn in here.
Devil.
I don't see the devil. I see like a raven or a crow. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Okay, hold on. I need to bring it in. Strong messages, but I'm seeing again a ghost. I feel like when I come back, because it just showed me the piece of paper, that I don't know if you are tempted, or other people, places, or things you feel tempt you. Sometimes to bring about this road you've already been on. I'm just going to leave it at that. You receive messages from spirit that seem to be, there's another, even a rhinoceros. Is it a rhinoceros? No, I said hippopotamus before. Now I'm seeing a rhinoceros. I knew it. Okay. Sorry, give me a moment, because I felt like I was in your sleep state, and I was trying to find it in the subcon realm.
Tap.
Lindsay. Fortuitous. Sorry. Fortuitous. Oh my. See, I got bloop. I can't. It's fine. Okay. So dreams and fortuitous. Like, you receive a lot of messages from this raven. I think you get them in your sleep. I think a lot of things come to you in your sleep state, subconscious. Or again, you work very closely, ironically, acutely aware and very conscious of your subconscious seeds, space, and whatnot. I'm also seeing the Lucky Charms guy. Yeah, it's like, okay, it's not even the Lucky Charms guy. It's just luck. I see a leprechaun. So there's a like a past life that's coming through. I felt like maybe, or something about Irish is coming through. And it's like, on one hand, I'm glowing, and on the other hand, it's like Christmas time. Oh, if you're bad, you're going to get coal. But you've turned the pressure into a diamond. I'm also seeing the Smurfs, so I don't know what that's about. I'm specifically seeing Papa Smurf. Something about Papa Smurf. Okay, sorry, because I'm in this dream state down here. I will share this as I bring up these other cards. So perception, ruins, psychometry, sensitivity, and crystal ball clarity. And then unseen, because it came face down, is footprints,
Foolish.
direction. And if I recall, yeah, pure footsteps. It's as though, like filtering water through my footsteps. And not everyone understands the benefits of this purified water or the frequency of water. Maybe you work with water, and like if you take a cup and, before you drink, you might take a moment to whatever it would be, a blessing, a ceremony, a gratitude, but a frequency of water. Cheers. Like your frequency, subconscious and conscious, moves towards filtering that. And maybe not everybody wants that or recognizes the taste of it or the lack of flavor in the purity, but you are walking in the direction of purifying. There's so many messages coming through, but you have this sensitivity to perception and what you are married to. And I'm seeing it like the Lord of the Rings. I've never actually seen that.
Why is he here?
So I don't know what it means per se, or what it can mean, but even what you commit to. And it's not in this, everything has to be perfect or whatnot, but it feels like conscious commitment. I also feel, again, whether it's a contract or a commitment, marriage, relationship, or it's within the self, it's like offering that ring to you. Even amongst the footprints, like there's human footprints, there's chicken or bird footprints, there's something else. It's like we're all walking together is how it feels. It's very wonderful, very, very wonderful. And that's when I want to like draw it down in here, like with all of these strong messages, and even with the arms down. It's like, but it's not in this kind of way. It's in this I'm ready and willing way. That's exactly how it feels. I'm ready and willing. And then I'm like wandering right in about here, and now I'm moving down.
Where are you?
I'm sitting in a meditative state. My legs are crossed. What feels like a traditional, meditative state. And
Jim.
things are... do I have anything around? No, probably not. Okay. I don't know if they're being poured over. Maybe it's like water or steam. Every so often I feel like I have to let out some steam. See, because I'm seeing like an energy in here. And it feels empathic in nature, where it kind of, every so often I need to purify my own water of feeling. It's out me so I don't get pissed off. So I sit, and it's like I pour this water that turns into steam, and it helps clean or cleanse my heart of impurities that have been, maybe collected or felt. I'm also seeing something about worries, to release my worry. And it's, what is that? It's at least how I say for myself. When my care turns to concern, I feel like that connection is turned from positive to negative. And I notice that. So when I become concerned, right, I'm like, oh, my shoulders are hurting, or, oh, I'm carrying a lot. I need to, have a sacred bath, or,
What happened to me?
utilize salt, or whatever kind of ceremony or tools, resources that reality offers to you, that you are connected to help cleanse that. Also, is something about rest. And I'm seeing an old school waterbed, which is really funny. But that's what it's making me feel like. And I take time to do that. There's something about 3. I'm also seeing, sorry, like a canopy or something. It's a celebration. I'm seeing another gentleman up here. He's like resting with his he has long legs. Thinking. Not the thinker's pose, but I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels not mopey, but a little depressive. I don't know if you have children or, again, work with people. Sorry, I flipped a bunch of cards and I didn't even pay attention. It's your sensitivity, even maybe to those in the spirit realm or residual. I'm seeing wings now. Something like about like levitation too. Yeah, levitation. Okay, sorry. So I'm seeing the 3 down here, but one's not quite connected yet. It's like Charmed. It's bringing me into the show Charmed or something Thursday. Like that. But they are connected here. So maybe you have a sister or you have 2 sisters or something about, it's like the 3 of you, or a mother and 2 siblings.
Spirit animal.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I'm seeing it up here. I don't know what kind of spirit animal it is. Sorry, I get very distracted. I have the Sage of Cups, Regenerator, and Balance. And that is so perfectly fitting for where I am at here in your ink blot. You can see this triangle of like where this energy was, like there's the knees sitting in meditation. And it's like bringing it back to personal power. Point 1, point 2, personal place. And I see that through my eyes and my heart that are my wings, really, that spread out. What is this that I'm seeing? I don't know what it is. The closest thing I can even I try to make a connection with is a thunderbird, but I don't even know that that's what it is. Sorry, where was I? Restoring balance. I don't know if your parents are in spirit or grandparents. Oh man, they... There's water again. Oh, they smile. Whoever these elders are in the afterlife,
I told her.
They're so happy. And they actually, there's that gentleman as well. There's another gentleman who pours. He's from a different lifetime of yours. Might have been in Africa. Yeah, you got Irish in Africa. Another lifetime. You're always working with water. Always working with water, even in the most desert-like landscapes. It's like you could find water like with those divining rods. Yeah, divining rods. And when they balanced out, whoop, golden. What was over here? Harvest. And did I pull any other cards? This was Unseen. Inventor. I feel like I said that word. I feel like I said inventor weird. Inventor. That's fine. That was fun. I just noticed the way I said it. Harvest. And okay, so the harvest, I'm up here in like this furnace, right? This furnace now is how it's all coming in. With these messages that come in. And I can furnify them. And I want to plop, I know you can't see it, with a harvest in there. It's like an oven. Like, you know, you put all the ingredients in the oven and it rises and it makes bread, or it rises and it makes a casserole. And then with Man of Crystals down here of the Inventor and all the coloring I want to plop in there. It's so funny how like I get skewed with the whole camera thing. That's fine. I don't need to worry about it. It's fine. It's like purifying the water thing. There's something about your energy or in your aura that makes me feel like I'm inventing a new way of existing or being, whatever you're generating, whatever you're creating for yourself, through whatever element, through the messages you're receiving, through people, places, or things in spirit. And not everyone can understand, because it's like a grade, you can't ask somebody in grade 3 to understand what's happening in grade 12. I was almost going to say grade 13, but I don't think, then they call it OAC or something. I don't even think that exists anymore. So, and that's okay. There's compassion for that. And it's almost like, at one hand, it's like, I'm going off to school, the school of life, the school of existence, whatever the case may be. And I am doing, being a student of my own mastery of sorts, but at the same time, I give back by doing things for people, places, or things of a different grade. And it's like, and I share my inspirations with them, like a part-time professor, as I'm pursuing my own studentry of mastery. I hope this makes sense. It all feels very learning, but you're like inventing a new way of interconnected interactions. Something about amethyst crystals. Sorry, you also had 3 of Cups come in. If the lighting shall... Let there be light. And Tiffany. I want to bring that in down here. The name Tiffany might also mean something to someone. See, but they're also like, black is so classic. Not afraid of that. Like, I'll wear my shadow. My heart's on my sleeve and my shadow can be seen. But there's something about 2 other people as well. Again, whether there's 3 sisters, and you have other brothers or brother energies. Maybe that's how you view humanity, as brothers and sisters. All right, closing out messages for Lindsay. Thank you so much. I don't know if I... And you also have the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands may mean something to you, but I feel like it's just very balanced between masculine and feminine. And they have different objectives. Whatever the harvest may be, and to invent ways to receive the harvest. It's time to receive, or be open up to receive. 4 of Wands, there's that commitment. And 13, we were talking about that grade 13, OAC, I don't know. But 13 to me is the number of integration. And the reason why integration of walking the talk type thing, or whatever it may be, it's about bringing it into the birth, the regenerator, the rebirth cycle. 6 of Pentacles, yep. And you do this from your compassion and understanding of whatever is your 5 of Cups. 9 of Swords, whatever has kept you up at night, whatever might have been the sleep paralysis, whatever may have been hurting your heart. Okay.
School.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a school or starting a school or something like that. There's also, again, there's that commitment. The Lord of the Rings. It's like death gets a bad rep. But it's also the cycle of rebirth. It's like being at a funeral-like ceremony that is honoring letting go, to let in love and drink in vitality. And what was before, like, I'm not going to worry. There's also something about like one feather. If there was somebody that passed in your personal life that you worry. And I saw the worry before, or there it is. Don't worry. Don't worry. I've reached my castle of consciousness and connection. And there's something about an olive branch. Reaching out to you. Okay, Lindsay. Last call for messages for Lindsay. If anything that wants to come through, again, thank you so much for being here and for being my muse. It has been an honor and so fun. Thank you. It was just the 3 that wanted to come through. Spirit Keeper of the East is on the bottom. So closing out. And once again, if you want to take a screenshot, as it is timeless, I can only have so much time to see, sense, and feel what's going on. Offering Spirit Keeper of the North and Warrior of the Heart, not Worrier. whatever your North Star is. Could be something about your career as well. Moving out of stagnation, moving towards adventure. Maybe you're going to start traveling. Maybe it's astral traveling in the sleep, because you have a lot of it coming through in different ways, shapes, or forms. There's a lot of water in different shapes and forms, and some sort of commitment, like being really happy of what you are committing to. And by making that commitment, if there's things I've had to let go of, I won't use the word sacrifice, because it's not that. I'm making a conscious choice. I'm making a conscious choice to move towards this experience, this adventure, whatever it may is, and knowing I'm not carving anything in stone. And I can always come back and recreate things. I can add things, like an emerald tablet kind of feel. And even with the offerings, it's like those tablets, carving things in stones, and knowing that you are always encompassed by, again, that unicorn rainbow light. Absolutely, the unicorn rainbow light. I don't know how to make that not sound cheesy, but that's the way it comes through. And building around you a solid group of security, and everyone like exchanges roles of being honored in the center, and releasing one of any sort of sins, releasing one of any sort of these strappings, this complications of human error, humanity, and stepping into my heart space that, like, again, it feels like you're inventing something through your own feelings of the ways that you work, the ways that you walk of the heart. It's not to be feared. It feels beautiful. I'm going to leave it here. Lindsay or Mushkiki, thank you so much for being my muse. I hope this did serve and support in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like I've learned a lot as well. So please know, wherever you are going, there's like a give and take with spirit, absolutely, in different ways, shapes, or forms. And there's just a lot to reflect on. And it's quite wise. It's like hearing that tragically hip song, Ahead by a Century. And that's okay. Bringing the century here. Until next time, thank you so much.